Yes. Hake is live. What's up, guys? Oh, Jesse must have turned my headphones down for me. You turned it down a little further than I'm used to. It sounds like I have such a cold that I cannot even hear myself. What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. Can you believe it? The 20th of May already. Dang. It is, and we are live on Mixer, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, D Live, and Twitch is coming on. What's up, guys? Thank you for joining. And somebody already said, hold up. Hot Computer Smell gave a super chat that I don't see. Jib Jab gave one that says, wait for it. Hot Computer Smell says, savage. La, la, la. Nice. Appreciate that, guys. For some reason, I'm not seeing the super chats in the center, but maybe they'll show up in a sec. So anyways, guys, let's get ready for a show. I think that the black engineers have fixed it, so we shouldn't be dropping anymore. Isn't that nice? And cool. Brandon M says, fat host. I know. Forget you guys. I fell asleep at 6 p.m. last night, maybe even 5 p.m. I was going to sit down and, because I've been wanting to put out little excerpts from my show, right? Because people are like, dude, we don't, and I understand it too. When I was working, I didn't have time. Like, I don't have time for listen to a whole hour show. And I'm going to be putting out 2-hour shows soon, maybe, right? Supposed to. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I know I got to put out little 10-minute excerpts, right? My like highlights with calls, me versus Earl, things like that. And, you know, there's a lot of interest with this Ahmaud Arbery thing right now. And I'm talking a lot of crap about the blacks. Mess. Talking a lot of mess. Trash. Can't say the crap. Hake has that grandpa energy, going to dinner at 3 p.m. and falling asleep at 5 p.m. Yeah, it's rough. Normally, never mind. Let's skip that part. I don't want to explain it too long. I want to get ready. I want to get on with the show. We only have an hour still. So get ready, guys. Listen to this.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la.
Hey, guys.
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la.
So, what's up, guys? I am James Hake. This is the Hake Report, and it is Wednesday, and let's get on. You know, there was this big news yesterday on Twitter anyways, and Twitter is not really in touch with reality, right? But they have some viral information that goes out sometimes, so it's nice to keep up a little there. Yeah, I am getting a little bit of threes, which means the intro music is a little on the quiet side still. Joel, just heads up. I don't know if you know how to turn it up. This music is hate speech. But, so it turns out that there's this sort of popular podcaster named Joe who is going over to Spotify. Isn't that interesting? And he's going to be exclusively available on Spotify soon. And then he's only going to have excerpts on his YouTube. He used to be streaming, and to this day he's been streaming his YouTube live, and then it becomes an audio podcast as well after that. Well, he's switching over to Spotify. I didn't know that Spotify had streaming video. Interesting, huh? So anyways, somebody looks up at Spotify, because you know how YouTube is very aggressive with censoring content now, and they demonetize people and all that mess. And actually, one of the black engineers here made the point, and it's actually a really good point, that YouTube is getting beat up too, because advertisers are getting calls from SJW types, radicals, evil people, communists, and they're saying, hey, do you want to be advertising for this hate content? Hate content means like usually truthful content, honestly, but they call it hate, right? And in some cases, I guess it's they're saying they're hating whatever, but they have the right to hate. This is America. The people, the SJWs who are calling the people out for so-called hate speech are hateful themselves. They hate the truth. They hate whites. They hate America. They hate the freedom of speech, all that. And so YouTube is getting pressure because these advertisers are wanting to pull their money in and all of that mess. So YouTube is getting pushed around financially as well. What a mess. And nobody has, so few people have character, strength of character, especially like in the corporate world where they have stupid HR departments filled with SJWs and all that dumb stuff. And so, of course, nobody has the guts to stand on, no, this is America. So, it's dumb. So, anyways, I don't know if that's why Joe Rogan is moving to Spotify, but Spotify itself, of course, is an SJW, let's call it vulnerable to SJW company itself. SJW means social justice, which means not justice warrior. Stop lying, only ones that hate is you, sir, says Too Right. I thought I banned you a long time ago, but whatever. Anyways, so I'm looking over at Spotify's stuff, and of course, they're referring to some of the most hateful groups that you can imagine, full of hate. Hate for America, hate for whites, hate for Christians, hate for men. Spotify announces new hate content and hateful conduct public policy, announced May 10th. And they're making, purportedly like $100 million deal with this guy named Joe, who's going exclusive with them. Whatever. And so I looked down, I read through their little hate speech, hateful conduct, hate content policy, which doesn't exist, right? And they say to help us identify hate content, we have partnered with rights advocacy groups. I have these pics, Joel. It's under the Spotify hate. The Southern Poverty Law Center, the Anti-Defamation League. The Southern Poverty Law Center is a communist center. The Anti-Defamation League, which defames anybody who's not kissing up to liberal Jews, globalist, socialist Jews. Color of Change, which is a far-left anti-white group. Showing Up for Racial Justice, which I'd never heard of, but you can just tell by the name that it's dumb. GLAAD, the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, purportedly, right? They defame straight people who don't support them, and even lesbians who don't support the transgenders anymore. Muslim Advocates, horrible organization, no doubt. An international network against cyber hate. International network, right? That's weird. Cyber hate. Anyways, Spotify Audio Watch is some internal content monitoring tool that they have. And they want the users to report anything that they think is hate speech. So the culture is so degenerate. Sorry, guys. What a mess. We thought it was fixed, guys. Sorry about that. What a pain. Well, I spoke too soon. Guys, the stream just cut out, and now we're back on. And so that means a whole new stream on Periscope and Facebook and maybe Mixer. Nick is all excited, like an autistic. He's going, ree. Man, we'll have to talk to Bill, the black engineer. Censorship in action, live in real time. Anyways, I was saying, I don't know if you guys caught this, but I was saying Malkuth X is lying, saying that Joe Rogan would beat the sleeves off Hake. Forget you, Malkuth. Yeah, stream is running. It's still at orange health. It's not at good health. Back on YouTube. Just keep going. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Nick Wilsberg. And thank you guys for the lemons and ice cream. And for hosting Dark Side of the Bear, what? And all that. What a mess. And I am going to get to your calls, 888-775-3773. We need to change the culture, set the example, and change ourselves, right? So that we can like set a good example. That way we can get past this mess, maybe turn things around towards what's right. Mike on YouTube says SPLC and ADL pulling strings don't want whites speaking hate. In other words, ugly truths. The truth isn't ugly. Truth is beautiful. That's why I love Trump so much. That's why I love Jesse Lee Peterson so much. The stream is green now. The truth is beautiful. So its truth is not ugly, man. But yeah, they think that it's hate. Okay, so that's that for that. Obama is so phony. You know, I was listening to Joel's excellent Manhood Hour intro little segment at the beginning of Manhood Hour in the Jesse Lee Peterson show, and I caught something that I hadn't caught. Obama claimed, Barack Obama, the former president, the worst president that we've ever had, a miserable person, hater. Speaking of hate, right? He hates America, hates white people. But, you know, he acts like he's so above it all and just smiles and lies, right? He said blacks are particularly attuned to injustice. Oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous. Blacks are particularly attuned to support injustice. They're not attuned to what real injustice is, or they wouldn't be supporting liberals like Barack Obama. They wouldn't be falling for the racism lie. They wouldn't be falling for this mess about Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown. They wouldn't be supporting Democrats at 96%, 95%, 92, 93, 98% in the case of black women over in Alabama one time against Justice Roy Moore. They would be supporting Clarence Thomas. The title of yesterday's show, my show yesterday, I titled it "Real Justice" with a picture of Clarence Thomas. Something like versus which most blacks don't support, right? Which real justice, which most blacks don't support. And it's true. Otherwise, they wouldn't be Democrats. Democrats are anti-American. They're the worst. Like, they're a very hateful hate group. Democrats are. They shouldn't be allowed to be on YouTube or Twitter. But anyways, let's go. I'm kidding. They should be allowed. We believe in freedom of speech. You have the right to be a hateful person. Love allows others to hate you, right? And that's what these people can't grasp. So it was funny to me that he said that. It's not true. Whites, it seems like whites are the most, like, generally, you're going to, let's say more often than not, you're going to find a fair-minded white person quicker than you're going to find a fair-minded black or a fair-minded Asian or a fair-minded Hispanic. It's just true. That's why most whites are Republicans and most of the POCs are Democrats. It's just, I don't know why. Maybe because they're still hanging on to a little bit of Christianity, or maybe it's just bred into them. Even when they turn atheists, they still have a little bit of this freedom-minded thing. I don't know. Not really sure. But certainly in Central and South America with the Hispanics, they embraced, a version of Christianity, this Catholic thing. They mixed it supposedly, reportedly, with the false God stuff. They mixed it in so that they, I don't know, kiss up to Mary and all that mess. The matriarchal, very socialistic. Socialist is not Christian. It's anti-Christian. It's atheistic at root. So I don't know, but the present reality is more times than not, whites are going to be for what's right. It's just interesting. And so for Barack to say that, it's like the opposite of what he says. Funny, huh? By the way, Trump, according to Business Insider, is refusing to unveil Obama's portrait at the White House. Very nice. I saw this. Actually, shout out to Dylon, I call him my de facto producer. He sometimes hooks me up with excellent guests and gets me onto shows and stuff. Good guy, Dylon. I'm reading his book. Bad choices make good stories. Man, he just puts it out there. We need a shirt for Hake Snake, says Dark Side of the Bear. What? Interesting. Maybe so. If you become a subscriber on DLive, that means you're supporting me monthly, right? On dlive.tv/the Hake Report. It's another video platform on which I stream. Amongst the 5 others I do. Well, you have a hey next to your name. People have wanted snake. They wanted the snake emoji. I'm toying with the ideas. Anyways, I have this. I have these headlines from Business Insider. Trump, Joel, I have a couple of screenshots actually from this Business Insider thing. And then I will get to calls. A lot of you guys want to get in on different things going on. This COVID-19 mess is another excuse to oppress the freedom, basically. People are just this false authority. Scientists have false authority. The government has this false illusion of authority that they want to push and force people. Anyways, from Business Insider, oh man, I dropped again. And it just started up again. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened. The stream dropped, but it must have started back up again without Joel even having to do anything. So that's 2 drops. Sorry about that, guys. Stream dropped, came back. What a mess. So anyways, I was telling you guys, according to Business Insider, President Donald Trump will not hold a ceremony at the White House for the unveiling of former President Barack Obama's portrait. NBC News is on it. This marks a break from a 40-year tradition started by Jimmy Carter. He's nice. The liberal, fake Christian. Honored by presidents on both parties. It says YouTube never dropped. It might have been buffering for a sec. Luckily, like YouTube has the most stable connection. Like even if it drops and comes back, it'll come back on the same stream. Whereas with all these other ones, Periscope is so touchy. It's the first to start, but it's also the first to cut off. Any little glitch, bam. It'll start a whole new stream if you keep going. Crazy. So just FYI. Yeah, so 40 years, that's not that long either. It's that false version of class. Jimmy Carter was an awful president. From what I've heard, I wasn't around. And I've gathered that he's one of those kiss-up fake Christians. How can you be a Christian and be a Democrat? You can't. But somehow he thinks that he's a Christian. And he's one of those nice ones, nice ones. He was a one-term president because he was so weak. And so the Bushes and the Clintons and the Obamas did all that mess too. And so did, apparently, Ronald Reagan did this thing too. Trump and Obama, according to Business Insider, have had an extraordinarily contentious relationship, which hit a new low in recent days, as Trump made what Business Insider calls unfounded accusations. That's a familiar phrase, that his predecessor, Obama, committed an unspecified crime. Yeah, Trump tweeted out Obamagate recently, because you remember early on in Trump's presidency, he said, "Oh my gosh." He didn't say those exact words, but words of alarm, right? And disgust and shock and outrage. Obama, and he said something like wires tapped, a reference to wiretapping. Trump Tower In short, he spied. In other words, he spied on the Trump campaign. And it came out, the stupid liberal media said, without citing any evidence, Trump made this claim. And they pretended like he was lying. And then it came out that it was true. The Obama administration spied on the Trump campaign. And they set up Michael Flynn and all that mess, right? So then, so that's fake news again, right? They say unfounded accusations and unspecified crime. How are you going to call it an unfounded accusation if you don't even know what the specific crime was? Business Insider, fake news. They say, here's this one, here's this paragraph. Trump and Obama have perhaps the most contentious relationship of any current and former presidents in modern U.S. That's 3 drops. 3 drops, guys. Sorry about that. What a pain. I hate this. I want to cry. So, guys, that's the 3rd time I've dropped. So, anyways, did you guys catch where get Bill, because Bill's supposed to fix it, and I don't know if those things are the same or what. Sometimes no drops, sometimes drops. Seems like Monday was bad, Tuesday was fine, Wednesday was bad. Anyways, they accuse Trump of baseless accusations, right? It's not baseless accusations. You just don't know, and you don't even want to look into it. The media is very choosy about who they scrutinize and who they look the other way about. They look the other way about blacks. And I'm going to get to this with Ahmaud Arbery. Ahmaud Arbery, with his Muslim name. He died. Before his transition from reality TV to politics. Excuse me, he's like a successful businessman to politics. Trump spent years perpetuating a racist conspiracy theory regarding Obama's place of birth. I don't even think that that's true. I don't think he mentioned where he was really born. And it's not racist anyways. It's not racist to wonder where Obama was born. He was very, very dodgy about about his birth certificate. He still never gave one that seems legitimate. So, apologies for the boomer tech or black tech, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, that's that. Let me get to some calls. And then I'm going to get to this Ahmaud Arbery stuff. And I was reading some interesting stories about Israel and this Christian station called GLAAD TV. I don't know if I'll be able to get to that, but I read about it to you guys in Hake News at the end of hour 2. This article from the far left anti-Christian AP, Associated Press. Anyways, let me get to my second favorite caller, Earl in Michigan. Earl, how are you?
Fine, fine. Hola.
Hola.
James Hake.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
So, you calling to apologize?
About what?
Everything.
Why should I apologize to a vile racist?
A vile racist?
Yeah, but you're entitled to your views.
Right on. This is America, right?
Yeah, I have no qualms about you voicing your views.
Right on.
Even though they're opposed to mine. Like you say, this is America.
Yeah.
I wanted to tie in something that I've been trying to tie in the last few calls and never got to.
Okay.
It's the point when you were saying that you need to go back to the time when guys can go up and arrest folks and do stop folks and do something ordinary citizens. I want to tie that to a recent case.
Okay, so
in North Carolina.
Just a translation, because people may not know what you're talking about. What I want a world in which the men of the town can stop a thief or a suspected thief, right? And it would be nice, too, if we didn't have such girly Supreme Court type cases in which the criminal gets more and more leeway and the cops get less and less leeway in terms of dealing with the criminals. The criminals can be running away, fighting and doing whatever they want, and the cops get all the scrutiny if the cops happen to go a little too far or whatever, so-called too far. It's ridiculous. There was all this scrutiny.
Oh, well.
There was all this scrutiny on Michael Slager, who shot Walter Scott in the back, but there was zero scrutiny on Walter Scott for running and fighting. And that's what I'm talking about with the media doesn't care about blacks enough to tell them, hey, quit running, quit fighting. Don't be so erratic. And that's what got Ahmaud Arbery killed, seemingly.
No. That's your projection.
If he hadn't fought with the white man, would he have gotten himself shot?
We don't know that. We don't know what he thought his option was. Maybe when he was running, this is all subjective.
Would you advise a person fight with an armed man?
Let me finish before you ask me a question.
You said we don't know. Your answer was we don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Your answer was we don't know, which is fair.
When he ran up to him, did he figure he could run from them?
We can't read his mind.
Range and not get shot in the back. We all assume that he just ran to him just out of some whatever craziness you thought he might have been.
No, I've seen him be crazy before.
We don't know if he had a way of escape. We don't know if he thought if he kept running or whether it was blocked.
You really think he would have shot him in the back had he just kept running?
We don't know. We don't know.
Why would you even bring that up then? Why would you bring that up?
Because they came at him with guns.
No, they didn't come at him. They let him come to them.
And when you think of...
they have the right to carry guns in this country. This is America.
That's not the issue whether they have a right.
Yes, it is the issue.
And so forth.
Yes, it is, because he didn't have
the mind.
Earl, you're making excuses for Ahmaud Arbery.
I'm giving you reasons.
No.
I'm giving you
hold on.
reasons.
I'm putting you on hold because you're talking when I'm trying to talk. You're making excuses for Ahmaud Arbery seemingly attacking the white man with a gun. Would you advise Ahmaud Arbery to attack any man with a gun who has a gun?
Like I said, I don't know what he thought his option was.
Would you advise it?
I wouldn't advise him to point the gun at him.
He didn't point the gun at him until the guy attacked him.
We don't know whether they were going to shoot him had he kept running.
Why would you
not.
bring that up? If you don't know, then why would you bring that up?
Huh?
Why would you bring that up if you don't know anything about it? Huh?
There is a possibility.
No, there's not a possibility. There's not a possibility.
A person's state
You're
of mind
speculating.
Yeah, I said that.
So then why are you speculating? You're just inserting the worst intentions in the white man.
Know, just because you don't know why he grabbed the gun.
You're full of it. You're full of it.
Do you know why he grabbed the gun?
Because he's an erratic, angry, crazy white black man.
All the time. Why he did this?
Because he's erratic. It doesn't matter why it was illegal for him to assault the white man with the gun.
Well, let me give you another scenario.
Okay.
A person
goes
into a retail establishment, points a gun at the cashier or something. The person grabs the gun or the rifle. The person gets shot. Does the person that shot him, can he claim self-defense?
No, because he's committing a crime.
It's criminalized by bringing the gun to the establishment.
No, no, he can bring the gun to the establishment, Earl, but he can't point it at the cashier in a threatening manner. You can't point at the cashier, period.
At Arbery or not, do you?
Huh? You
don't know whether the McMichaels were pointing a gun at Arbery or not, do you?
I didn't see the gun pointed at him.
Well, then you just speculate.
No, I said I didn't see the gun pointed at him in the video.
So you don't know what went through Arbery's
The gun was
mind,
lowered.
what he thought.
In the video, the gun was lowered, Earl.
Huh?
In the video, the gun was lowered. You're the one bringing up
Because
something
he
that
grabbed
isn't
it and
real.
pushed it down.
Huh?
He had grabbed it and pushed it down.
No, the gun was
And then the
already
struggle-
lowered before he ever came in contact with
And-
Ahmaud. You're just speculating.
and,
You don't know what you're talking about. You're just
McMichael had the gun.
you're just taking the
had his
side
hand
of
on
the
the
black
trigger.
man, the black criminal.
The Travis had his gun on finger on the trigger. So
No,
he
you don't
shot
know
3
that either.
times.
You don't know that either.
Yes, you can see in the video.
No, you can't
He
see
shot
that
3
clearly in the
times.
video. The video is this freaking. It is a video. I said freaking. The video
you
is so
started to
far
choke.
away, Earl. You're
Calm
ridiculous. You don't know what you're talking
Calm
about.
down.
Don't tell me to
But
calm
the-
down. You're full
Are
of
you
it.
getting angry?
You getting
Are
angry?
you getting angry?
You're an angry person.
But-
You're a Democrat. Satan.
But what I was trying to tie this
You're an
in
angry
before-
person, Earl. You're a Democrat. Democrats are full of anger.
Oh, there you go with that old,
And that's the truth.
crazy line.
No, you can say it crazy, but
by
you're
the
the
way,
one
in the
that's
Arbery
crazy. You're a
case-
Democrat. What a sleaze.
In the Arbery case, you know, 5 judges had to recuse themselves.
I
Along
only
with,
heard of 3 or 2.
prosecutors, don't you? All
They're not
5
judges.
in Glenn County had to recuse themselves.
So what?
And
Stupid.
it's been transferred. And it's been moved to another.
That's all politics. That's all politics.
Huh?
I said that's all
No.
politics.
That's because
That's because a
that's
video
the law.
came out and you people, scum like you guys,
people.
are just, you guys are so dumb that you overreact to a video and think the white men are wrong. You just assume the white men are wrong.
oh, man, it's so
I have
defensive.
Marcus Jones in the
You-
chat calling these white men evil without knowing anything about them. What a sucker, huh?
You're so defensive.
Huh?
We
I
gotta
should be
defend the white
defensive.
men,
You should be
no matter-
defensive too of the innocent.
No, that's why everybody and their mama said they should have been arrested. At
No,
day one.
everybody and their mama didn't say that. Only
and
the
they're finding out
female-minded
all these
everybody's and their
connections,
mamas.
all these people that have to accuse themselves. Now you can kind of
They
understand why they
recuse
wasn't
themselves
arrested.
because of politics.
That's right. Because
Not because
if you
it
have
wa-
something to
not
do with
because the
person,
white people
you got
were
to
wrong.
Excuse yourself.
I gotta go. You gave up a dumb scenario, by the way. Even Joel knows. He said the crime was armed robbery. How can that not be clear?
I
Earl?
didn't say robbery.
Armed robbery.
I didn't say it was robbery.
You said
I
you brought
said-
up a
I didn't say
scenario
what the-
of a person
what the
with a
person-
rifle pointing at a clerk in a store. That's basically armed robbery.
No,
Yes?
you know, I didn't say what the reason that the person went.
It's still a crime to point a gun at a person.
because he thought the retailer
Earl.
ripped him off.
Earl.
Oh, man, I didn't say robbery.
Earl.
You assumed
Earl.
it was robbery.
Hey, Earl. You know in open carry states, you're supposed to carry the gun openly so that the people can see it.
Yeah.
That means that Travis was right for showing the gun.
I didn't say showing a gun.
You brought up
debating whether
pointing a gun,
he had pointed the gun.
and you claimed his finger was on the trigger, and you could see it in the video. I bet your eyesight is
Well,
as
we
bad as your
saw
hearing,
What part of the shaft,
and almost as bad as your thinking.
Arbery had,
Your thinking
and
is so
who was-
delusional. You're
and the part that,
70-something years old and
that
still a
McMichael
Democrat,
had-
which is ridiculous. Please.
And that's what you go back to because you have nothing to fall back on.
No,
It's
I go back
Democrat.
to that because you should be ashamed of yourself being a Democrat,
No,
supporting
you should be
abortion
ashamed to show
and
that
supporting
you
same-sex
got
marriage like you
such a
think you're
weak
some
argument.
smart
That's all you
libertarian.
got to
What a
say.
dummy.
It's some political little craziness.
No, it's not. It's about what right and wrong. Democrat versus
But the
Republican
person
is
in-
about
in,
right and wrong. There's a
the
whole bunch of
person
phony
in North
Republicans
Carolina,
pretending that they're right
they
and they're
had
not.
This mob. They had this mob that
The mob?
That
You talking about
forced its
mob?
way on- mob.
Mob. Like a black mob?
Yeah, that it came on this person's property and tried to force its way, led by an off-duty policeman.
What are you talking about, man?
On,
Call
the
me
name
tomorrow
of
with
the-
that mess. I gotta go. I gotta
Yeah,
move
I've been
on.
trying to get to it, but you keep.
No, you came up with that dumb case of somebody pointing a gun at a store clerk. I thought that's what your other thing was.
Yeah, I use that as an example. So when the person shoots the store clerk,
It's a
whatever
dumb
reason,
point,
I
man.
didn't say robbery or whatever. The person that had the gun cannot claim, Oh, but I didn't mean to.
All right,
it was
I gotta go.
self-defense.
Earl, call me tomorrow.
All right, adios, amigos.
Adios. I think Cujo Clur 25 might be right. Hake, you really let these calls drag on. I'm sorry. I think you might be right. So, let me get to this. Let me get to Lynn out of Chicago. He's been on the line a couple days now. Lynn, it's good to hear from you. How are you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Hank?
Doing fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, Earl, he must be a power lifter. He's always toting Democratic water. He has no views of his own other than the views of the Democratic Party. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he just repeats nonsense that he hears from these people that it's like an imitation of the truth. So he's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense to me. So he just goes with it.
It's crazy. The thing I've noticed that you're trying to do, you're trying to get back to a society that was prior, like maybe back to the 80s, where like, for example, I was at a Office Depot one time, and a thief came in. All he did was stick his foot in the door, and he grabbed a $400 printer because they left these printers right next to the door.
Wow.
And he just blasted out of there. The store clerk was a male, a beta. He calls the manager, who was about a 4'5" female.
Oh,
she
gosh.
comes up, and then she calls the police. And the police officer who came was an Arab female who was more than likely worthless. And I guess all she did was just do a report. In the meantime, the guy went to go pawn that printer.
Wow.
And also, one time I was on the Chicago Transit Authority, the train.
Yeah.
I was going someplace, and there was a guy. Well, there was a more likely a mental person having a breakdown, and he proceeded to he was masturbating on the train. A female jumps up, and then she like ring does the buzzer thing to call the conductor. The conductor stops the train, and in the meantime, I was calling I called 911 to have a ambulance come, because this guy was obviously mentally ill.
Yeah.
The train conductor, she was like about a 5'1" female.
It's crazy.
More than likely a political appointee. And I'm like, what is she gonna do? I'm like, first of all, why did she stop the train? She should have kept on going to the station.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Where are the men?
Yeah. Well,
By the way,
the thing is,
we are going to have a Sunday service premiere tonight, hopefully. Just public announcement on the Boundary Building the Man channel about men surrendering to women in society.
Yeah, you have to have Earl go to that instead of surrendering to the Democratic Party.
Yeah, which is a female party. Injustice. They stand for injustice, is what the Democrats are all about. They love injustice. They push it.
Someone needs to get him some testosterone or something.
Yeah.
Testosterone supplements or something like that.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. People are blind, and they're weak. It's bad.
And they're voting Democrat.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But the original reason why I was calling to mention that on the north side of Chicago, they had it was on Sunday, and there was a church. It was like, I think it was a Roman Catholic church or a Romanian church.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to open, and the mayor of Chicago sent all of her goons, and they're going there to ticket anybody who was parked in like a 4-block radius of that church.
Wow.
Ticket them and tow them, and they cordoned off the church parking lot. They had a Chicago squad waiting by the entrance of the parking lot so no cars can pull into the church. She's
an international lesbian. That mayor, I use the term international lesbian because that's what I heard in Hake News today about this group that's, they're attacking Hungary for having some sanity to their laws. But I've heard a bunch of churches are either they're voluntarily closing back down after reopening a little bit because some of the families are getting infected. But the mayor of these female mayors, Democrats, lesbian in her case, black in her case too. She's not about what's right. She's not about actually, she doesn't care about lives. Otherwise, the crime would have been cracked down upon. She would have worked with the Trump administration to bring in the National Guard to bring it down the black crime in Chicago. She doesn't care about that.
Just getting to something real quick from what I read. I remember reading when you had the guy from South Africa, because I did a lot of research of the countries of Africa.
Yeah.
Every country that has had a socialist revolution or anything that was seemingly similar to it, in the years following their War of Independence, right after the War of Independence to get rid of the whites, those countries have broken out in the Civil War. And in the case of Congo, that Civil War spiraled into Africa's largest war.
Crazy.
It's been actually a travesty as to what's taken place over there with communism and socialism.
And the rest of the world has to suffer because then we have crazy Congolese people like that lady who came from one of the Congo countries. There's like two of them, right? And then she climbed up on the Statue of Liberty for something dumb, for some liberal cause, right? She climbed up on the Statue of Liberty and she's spouting anti-America stuff, probably anti-white stuff. Just a nasty lady. And I use the term lady very loosely. But it's a mess.
Oh, the one incident I was going to tell you about was Rhodesia. If you ever look up Rhodesia's Bush War and what has happened after that, it's very interesting. Rhodesia, it had their Civil War. Got rid of the whites, and they had another civil war that lasted 20 years, and after that, it has been involved in Congo's Civil War.
Wow. I don't know much about Rhodesia. I know that it was referenced by that Dylan Roof guy that shot up the black politicians and black Christians at that church. That a lot of the whites are identifying with the Rhodesia stuff because it's a bad situation, and it only brought destruction on the blacks who are hating the whites. The blacks who. It's funny, hating the whites is only bad for you, too, the blacks. It's crazy. Yeah. Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that, man.
All right. Oh, this is last the same thing has happened in South Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
South Africa the whites.
Very true.
And now South Africa is just, you go over there and the standard of living has dropped below what it was during the apartheid era.
Yes. And the stupid liberal media over here was siding with the communists over there against apartheid. Like they're so moral. The communists are so moral against this apartheid thing. But apartheid was a beautiful life compared to what they have now. It's so destructive.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lynn. It's good to hear from you.
All right, you take care.
All right, you too. Yeah. Awful. I got to bring on somebody about South Africa again. I wonder where what's that guy's name that I had on the show recently? He was my last guess. Buffalo. Yeah, something like that. Jason was his real first name, but it was Buffalo something. He also appeared on the Jesse Lee Peterson show after that. He was walking Buffalo Bartlett. Bartlett. Buffalo Bartlett. Wonder how he's doing. These white Christians over in South Africa or coming here from South Africa. And it's a mess. And then the liberal media, when Trump tweeted about it, one tweet, the whole media freaked out. Like, oh, he's repeating white nationalist lines. And the white nationalists happen to be telling the truth. They usually are, it seems like. Okay. Before I get back to calls, let me report about this. I watched, and I don't have it for you. I fell asleep at 5 p.m., right? 6 p.m., something like that. And I will be reading your super chats and opening the treasure chest. But I watched another Ahmaud Arbery video, also from 2017. And I don't have it, but I have some screenshots and things like that. So I'm linking to it on my blog post. It's from Durian Gray YouTube channel. He's put out both of these full videos, right? Or close to full. Durin Gray YouTube channel. Ahmaud Arbery arrest for stealing or quote unquote shoplifting 65-inch TV from Walmart. And this screenshot is from the video prior from November 2017. And this video that I'm referencing is from December. But this is a screenshot that I'm showing you right now. Ahmaud on grass. He was claimed to have been rapping in his car. He's very jumpy about the cop peeking in through the windows of his car into what paraphernalia he may or may not have in his car. I don't know. But he just freaked out, and multiple times this guy jumped at the cop, and the cop's like, stay back. And then Ahmaud has the nerve to say, don't touch me. Well, Ahmaud's got himself killed now because he attacked the white man with the gun. So this is from December 1st, 2017. Ahmaud Arbery and 3 associates. This is the screenshot of the YouTube video that you can see the title, Joel. 3 associates were by, 3 associates, right? 3 friends. No, not that one. That's an earlier one. This one. This is where he's about to get arrested. He claimed he was 20, but he was 23 at the time. Lying to the cop, the black cop he lied to. This guy, I think, is black. The one whose arms you may be able to see right now if you're watching the video. He said, you're getting arrested. Wearing that same jacket, no shirt on. Ahmaud Arbery and 3 of his buddies were arrested by where they were held by store personnel. No, they weren't even held. They were stopped by store personnel as they attempted to push a 65-inch Vizio television out of a Walmart. Unable to produce a receipt, and the store employees would not let them take the TV out of the store. Police were called and stopped the 4 persons of interest in the parking lot on suspicion of theft. Body cam video of the incident shows Arbery, then aged 23, claimed to be 20, lied. An officer asked Arbery about the 65-inch TV he tried to push out of the store. Arbery said, I don't know nothing about no TV, brother. So he was black. The cop was black. Shortly after that, Arbery claimed, I had a receipt, bro. So he keeps on changing his story. Typical lying black criminal, right? Arbery was arrested. Associates released and instructed they are not welcome to return to the store. This arrest violated Arbery's probation on his earlier gun possession conviction, and that's that other one with the mugshot, according to News 4 Jax. And this one is strange because he had that weird last name, Avery. Well, it's not a weird last name. It's actually a more common last name, honestly, or more common name, period, Avery. Police. This was from 2013. Man brought a gun to a high school basketball game. Officer in Brunswick stopped a 19-year-old man with a loaded gun. Loaded. A quick-acting police officer in Brunswick stopped a teenager, 19 years old, with a loaded gun from entering a high school basketball game Tuesday night. This was in 2013. 19-year-old Ahmaud Marquez Avery. Maybe they meant Arbery. I don't know. Maybe it was just bad reading on the part of whatever. Who was not a student at Brunswick. But it looks like it's the same person, actually. I think that, and you know, I haven't heard any of this from the mainstream media. They haven't touched on it. And I heard, I haven't independently confirmed this, but I heard that when you Google Ahmaud Arbery mugshot, you might not see it in Google's image results. Let me just try it myself. No, I see mugshots of the white man. I see graduation pics or, him in a tuxedo. Because the blacks tend to complain when you don't have a smiling, upstanding looking picture of this Ahmaud guy or any black who gets themselves killed. Yeah, I don't see it. Not in the first page. I'm scrolling. Nothing. What if I put Ahmaud Arbery mugshot. There it comes up. Interesting. So I don't know. Crazy, right? Anyways, this YouTube channel has links to the scribed, which is the document of the police call and the arrest report. I told you about another November 2017 incident in which TMZ falsely states that a cop tried to tase him with his hands up. That's not exactly true. He responded to Ahmaud's hand being close to his pocket, and he wasn't aware that the other cop, who had been dealing with him for a few minutes by that point, had already checked him for weapons. So he was reacting because Ahmaud was erratic, for one, not fully cooperative, and all that. So he was acting as erratic, as I told you. And I didn't know this, but in that prior arrest, Ahmaud had his license suspended since May. How did he get his car way out into that park thing to rap? Unless he was driving on a suspended license. What a mess. Typical, huh? So this guy was not a good person. So, yeah, Take Care Business Bear says, ask any cop, anyone that reaches for their pocket, lethal force will be shown. Well, in this case, this guy used his taser. Crazy. Crazy on the part of Ahmaud, just erratic, reckless, angry, no patience, hates cops, I don't know if he hates whites, probably. You kind of have to expect it nowadays. So that's that. I may get a video for you guys if I don't fall asleep at 5 or 6 p.m. tonight too. Man, crazy. Let me get to Rick out of Hampton, Virginia. Rick, how are you doing?
I am doing fine, yes, James. How you doing, my friend? Can you hear me?
I'm doing fine. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, what do you think, man? Like for example, the reason why I believe a lot of blacks have that victimology.
Yeah.
First of all, number one, the Black Baptist churches teach us that to them. They after y'all, you gotta, if you walk out, you may be lynched. All that comes from that.
Yeah.
Their parents teach that to them, and the public school system do it. And the NAACP, the Urban League, all that stuff. And that's most time, especially young blades, think they're victims. They've been taught that.
Yeah.
And there's no, and I'm a firm believer that, I have applied it to my life too as well. When you work hard and have a good attitude and love people, and people will run you down for this.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the truth. And like I said, they get all that victimization from like the churches, the parents, the school system. That's where it comes from. And it's just like the coronavirus. They run.
Oh. Have we been streaming fine, guys? The past several times. Hit 1 if so. Hit 2 if you noticed a glitch. Back to you, Rick. What's up?
Yeah, and the coronavirus. What do you think about that, buddy?
It's being exploited. I do think it's real, right? And it's hurting people. It's
right.
Leaving damage on people.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only one person whom I trust who's in the government on his advice, and that's Trump. The rest of them, I don't trust them, and I don't trust the media. And all these people think they know stuff that they don't know. I told you guys I went to the park one time the other day, right? I was walking around the park, right? Didn't have any mask on. I'm outdoors. I'm plenty far away from everybody. And I hear this judgy father who says, oh, he doesn't care about anybody else. He's selfish. You're telling that to his little kid. He's teaching that to his little kid. What a disgusting thing, huh? acting like a judgmental liberal female. And then this other woman that I walk by, she's something effing mask. And,
Wow.
I didn't even look around, but all these people, it's just like this climate change stuff. They think they know something, and then they'll judge everybody else with this fake knowledge.
That's exactly what they doing, man. Because most liberals are angry because that's where that's where they get the saying comes from. You can't discuss politics. Only with liberals you can.
Right.
Because they get to screaming when you disagree with them.
Yep.
And like what I learned off you guys, speak the truth and don't resent.
Yeah.
And I think, believe it or not, I think the liberals are behind this coronavirus stuff because they don't want it to end. They want it to keep going and going. And like I said, even the liberal states people are starting to act up, man.
It's that they like destroying, right? They love to destroy. Mm-hmm. They also, I think that they're so intent on this overprotectiveness. Oh, we have to take care of everybody. And all this female-minded thinking that they also just incidentally destroy as well. For one, they hate Trump. For two, they hate businesses. And for three, their so-called love is a false version of love that, Jesse's so right, it destroys homes and countries and people, children. Liberals destroy children. They hate children.
I can tell you for sure, man, black and white liberals destroying black community, man. Because like I said, I put kids under my skin sometimes on James. It's when a white liberal comes in and says, yes, blacks have a right to be. I said, that's wrong. I've been told about a
Stay close to your phone, Rick.
Came close. Can you hear me now, James?
That's better.
Yeah, and I said, I've been pulled up. I never came close to an incident. Never.
Were you ever an officer?
I was in the military, and I was a correction officer.
Okay, all right.
I did.
I remember that for some reason. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right on, Rick. Appreciate you, man. I gotta run. I'm running out of time.
Love y'all, man. Keep up the good work. Hake Report.
Right on, Rick.
Yes,
Take
sir.
care, man. Mo Betta Jenkum says, calls, please, Diamonds and Earls. Nice. And Mo Betta Jenkum says, Earl. Mo Betta Jenkum says, Earl been shadowboxing for this call all day. He says, Earl, Ahmaud Arbery dies standing on his feet. LOL. I don't totally get it, but Earl is a Democrat. Got to anticipate him in your day. That's what Mo Betta Jenkum says. And Ludwig von Neon says, Earl thinks reasonable behavior should be defined by black behavior. Interesting. Yeah, he's making all kinds of excuses and made up lies about why and what the white men were doing that made the black man act so erratic. And you've seen in these, you haven't seen yet. I've described them if you watch the videos, which I will link to. I linked to yesterday's, the one that got leaked yesterday, and then one got leaked recently, I guess the same day, or maybe one a day apart, whatever. Mo Betta Jenkum gave a diamond. Earl, please never run up to push a loaded gun down. Good advice. Gorgonzola says, frig. Yeah, because Earl made me say, friggin'. Sorry, kids. Brandon M says, Black Biden almost made hate cuss. Mo Betta Jenkum, tell JLP to get ready for Get It Off Your Chest Friday. Earl been working out. Mo Betta Jenkum, Earl, they both had the gun. Somebody not gone live. Not going to live. Yeah, thank you. Mo Betta Jenkum says it turned into an arm wrestle match. Diamond for Earl. How Computer Smell says, wear that receipt, bruh. And he tried to get up, and that's when they said, no, stay down. Okay, you're getting arrested. Mo Betta Jenkum gave a diamond. Hate gonna get world famous music outro from Joel. Nice. And ultra inbred Rabbi Moichen Levenstein Finkelwitz gave PHP 50. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. That's some name. Catherine Payne, thank you very much for the support. Willie Palomino, great show, Hake, regardless of the drops. And Jib Jab gave a super chat and said, are we gonna work on getting the moats on Twitch? I don't know how to do that. You have to train me. Charles from Compton, California. I'm sorry, man, I couldn't get to your call, but call me back tomorrow. Charles is the snake from Compton who pretended like he's my friend, and then he's acted like he's doing the silent prayer, and then he starts contradicting Jesse, like he believes he supports Jesse, but then he doesn't. What a mess. I'll be talking to him maybe tomorrow. All right, guys, appreciate you. TheHakeReport.com/show for my stuff. JesseLeePeterson.com for Jesse's stuff. You can get my T-shirt, TheHakeReport.com. Go to the menu, look for the Teespring link. And I still got to be working on more stuff. All right, guys, take care.